Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're gonna get right to work on the 2019 CBR1000RR. We're gonna start taking apart pretty much everything because almost everything has damage. So without further ado, let's get into it. Guys, this bike has been sitting for so long that there are tons of spider webs in it. There are multiple wasp nests. Right here you can see there was an old wasp nest on the top here. Right next to the ignition here, there was a big wasp nest on the side here. All this mud you can see, that's where the nest was. And there's all of these hatching areas for spiders. Just found a hibernating spider right over here. I think it's moving really slow because it's the winter time and I think they're just hibernating. But look at all these nests on the fairings, they're everywhere. And this leads me to believe that this bike has been sitting for a really, really long time. So I assume the gas in here is pretty bad, as well as the oil if there is any. So let's keep diving into this bike and taking all these pieces off. Probably have over 1,000 spider eggs just on this headlight alone in all those nests, which is pretty gross. There's another nest in here and in there. So I'm definitely gonna need to clean all this stuff out, but this was pretty cool. There's actually a module that sits right up behind this headlight bracket right here. So if you ever got into an accident, definitely make sure you get this piece because that module sits directly onto this fairing right here, which I've never seen before. From what I can tell, this headlight is in perfect condition. No cracks, no nothing on this thing. Now, I believe this is the tip over sensor, and I'm sure this activated when the bike got into the wreck. So we'll have to see what happens when I plug this back in to fire up the bike again. A correction real quick, I actually do have a broken piece right here. This bracket sits right in here like this and it just broke off. So I'm gonna have to JB weld that on because I don't wanna have to end up buying a whole new headlight assembly just for a little cracked bracket. For now, we're gonna set this headlight aside and we're gonna start taking off this headlight stay bracket right here because it's completely cracked. And the good thing about it is it just bolts off right on the side here. There's 2 bolts which hold it on right here, as you guys can see. I think all of these little white pouches on all the parts have spiders in them because this is the third one. This is the third one now that has appeared, and this was in the dashboard. Oh, that one's gone. But there was literally one right here, and this is him right here. He's trying to sleep right now. Putting the expensive pieces on the shelf for later. All these pouches, guys, have spiders in them. So, you want to open them up, Joe?
No, I'm good.
You want to open them? This bike is cursed with spiders. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6 right there, 7. Who knows how many more in there. There's wasp nests everywhere. In the intake on these sides, there's nests. I want to get rid of these things because the last thing I need going a $140 down the highway is a spider crawling on my chin. So guys, I've got a lot of spider cleanup and parts cleanup. I gotta check all of these nests and all the parts and get all the spiders out of here, clean them up, and then we're gonna finally keep going on this bike. I got the tank off, I just need to use the disconnect and get that off. But that's gonna be tomorrow because it's already pretty late here, guys. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. We're making progress on the CBR, but I'm having to clean out dozens of spiders and all the nests from the wasps in there. As you can see back there, there's a big nest in the far back there. So I've got my vacuum cleaner and a screwdriver, and I'm gonna try to get all this junk out so I can properly clean and diagnose all the damage. Then we're gonna start taking off these side covers and seeing how much damage there is on the casings and order some parts for those. Now that I've got the bike somewhat upright, I'm gonna check the oil and see if there's any oil in here because it does say run and drive. Then I'm gonna probably plug that gas tank back up, plug everything back up, and see if this actually runs before I really start to dive in and buy all these new parts. Well, that explains why there's no oil in the bike. It is absolutely bone dry over here by the alternator. This alternator looks okay, just the cover needs to be replaced before I can actually fill the engine up with oil and start it up. So that sucks. I'm gonna have to wait on a new case before I can see if this engine runs. Both the rear rim and the front rim are gonna need to be replaced because this one's absolutely crushed. I'm really surprised these didn't bend and this rim bent. As you can see, those didn't even bend. This rim just cracked and bent off. So these must be pretty strong. And I was looking at the front. I didn't think the front was bad, but upon further investigation when I was wheeling it, it's absolutely curb rashed all over and bent right here. But this tire still is holding air somehow, but I'm definitely gonna need a new rim. Since I'm changing out so many key components like the wheels, the exhaust, a lot of different things, what do you guys think I should go with for those certain things? Because I already have the bike this far apart, so I mean, why not throw something really cool at it? So let me know if you guys have any suggestions for what I should do. I'm not sure exactly how to check if the frame is tweaked or bent at all. There are no dents or scratches on the frame from what I can see just looking around the whole thing from my eye, but I want to know if this frame is 100% good before I start to throw everything back together. Now I'm gonna work on trying to get this rear wheel off and diagnose the swing arm to see if I need a new swing arm, because there is some pretty heavy scratches and dents on this side and on the other side. It's all scraped up and I'm not sure if I should replace this swing arm or not. So let's get right to it. On the Ducati over here, this is the steering damper for the steering, and on this Honda over here, they actually hide it underneath the paneling over here, and it sits right behind the triple tree, not in front of it like the Ducati. And it's actually pretty cool. I've never seen a design like this before, so that caught my eye. Now I'm going to take off the front broken stay bracket on the bike right there, and I'm gonna get off the savable parts on the rear wheel over here, and then I got a surprise for you guys. I'm gonna give the Spyder some time to regenerate their army because we're going on vacation to California. I'm going out there to visit some family, and there's some pretty sweet cars and motorcycle stuff that I gotta show you guys. So we'll see you there. This beast runs on 101 unlead. Pretty insane. That noise you guys were hearing when I was driving that Stang was actually the trans and the diff cooler that were both running in the car, and the car is completely gutted, so that's why it sounds crazy like that. That was literally so fun to drive that thing, man. You have no idea. Plus, those tires were super sticky tires, which grip the road really hard. As you can see, you probably hear all those rocks flying up in the wheel well. But man, that was an awesome experience.